4 years of age. She recalled times when her brothers wanted to smoke, and she was the only one small enough to crawl up in Grandpappy's lap when he was napping and take the tobacco pouch out of his shirt. And being as she was helping them to smoke, she figured she'd do it too. She smoked from 4 years old. She lived in southern Arkansas until she was 73. She was in an old folks home, in a retirement center. One of her best friends came to a get-together one day and was dragging around an oxygen bottle with a hose up her nose. She looked at this woman. It just changed her mind completely. She came away from there and talked to the person that I know with it and said, I'm not ever going to have that happen to me. I'm not going to let drag an oxygen bottle. She quit cold turkey that day. 2 weeks later, she was in a hospital with arrhythmias. We tried everything to save her. They tried a heart monitor and a pacemaker. They implanted a pacemaker. The pacemaker was unsuccessful in controlling the heart rhythms, and she died 2 weeks from the time she quit smoking. And I have to know that there was a very strong chance that if she had kept smoking, she wouldn't have had a problem. It was only a matter of time before something else, some other effect of the smoke, caught up with her. But stopping too quickly is not a good thing. So we'll get away from that. But I was back to the relationship thing. My experience with smoking, helping people to quit, says also to go back and give some suggestions and give a tape to the person of the whole session. Okay? 2 reasons for that. One, to take it home and use it to reinforce the session that I just went through to quit smoking. The next, to have it at the ready anytime something happens. Anytime there's a relationship change, there's a very strong, powerful sense to go back to smoking. It's just like having a post-hypnotic suggestion that says, I want to go back. So when the son or a daughter moves off to college, when they go through a divorce, when they have an argument with their husband or wife, when grandma dies, when anything that is a major change in relationships will trigger a strong desire to go back and smoke. The more recent the quitting, the more recent it's been since they quit, the stronger and more powerful that urge will be. They need to have that tape at the ready to be able to drop it in and play it a few times and reaffirm the fact that they're a non-smoker. Otherwise, they're likely to do that. That's why you mentioned the duration of the thing. The effect of hypnosis is nothing like an aspirin. It doesn't wear off tomorrow. It's not something that comes in and pollutes your body and makes it do things that it wouldn't normally do. It is a permanent adjustment to your mind. But there are other adjustments in there that will come into play that can come in there and overcome that effect. So any relationship problem then would trigger a return to smoking, because relationships is what started smoking. There's a very strong tie there. Did I answer your question? Did it trigger any more questions for anybody else?
Is that the same for pretty much every post-hypnotic suggestion?
Not necessarily. Other suggestions would not tie into other problems that have reversals built into your mind. If there isn't some other reversal mechanism already built in, then it can have a permanent effect for you. Number 2, that it's if you want to. I'm sure you've all heard somebody say you can't be hypnotized against your will. And that's true. But you can be hypnotized against your wish.
What's that mean?
I'm sure you've heard that people can't be made to do something under hypnosis that they don't want to do. and that's true. But what is it that they really don't want to do, as opposed to what they think they don't want to do? Okay?
Can it be the other way around? Let's say you say you want to be hypnotized, but inside you don't?
Yeah, absolutely. You might, with this group of people here, say, we should all want to be hypnotized. I want to be hypnotized. Deep down in, there's a fear of hypnosis. There are some religions that build in a very deep suspicion and fear of hypnosis. It's the work of the devil. And if that has indeed been instilled, and you really, truly do believe that, there isn't anything I can do to bring about hypnosis willfully. But hypnosis is such a natural state of mind that it doesn't really take that much to do it if you want to. That's why I say you can't be hypnotized against your will, because if I say I'm going to hypnotize you, what I want you to do is close your eyes. Take a nice, long, deep breath. And what are you going to do if you don't want to be hypnotized? You're going to do just the opposite, aren't you? Or you're just going to resist. But if I start working, doing some things that I need to do to hypnotize someone without telling you what it is, and I know well enough how to do it, it's such a natural, friendly state of mind that I can lull you into a state of hypnosis very quickly and easily, as long as I didn't tell you it was.
You're not hypnotizing us now, are you?
Of course not.
Now, can there be people that want to be hypnotized but still can't be hypnotized? So I remember there was another hypnosis here last year, and I just played along with them, just to play along with them. I don't know why.
Well, there's,
but he
I
never
was
got me
explaining a
under.
little bit of this out front, so some of you have heard this before. First off, stage hypnosis is not the same as hypnotherapy. Okay? There are some basic differences in need and basic differences in technique. Statistically, there are about 20% of people have the natural ability to go into a deep state of hypnosis very quickly.
What percentage is that?
Statistically, about 1 out of 5, 20%, have the ability to go into hypnosis quickly and easily into a depth which is appropriate for doing stage hypnosis with. Okay? About 1 out of 10 can go even deeper quickly and easily and be a star at hypnosis shows. But to be a star at a hypnosis show doesn't necessarily mean that it's the same need as I would have to work with somebody therapeutically. You don't need that kind of depth to be able to help yourself achieve new goals, or to change your habits, or to make the day go better for you. If I start a hypnosis show, the first thing I do is say, I want some volunteers. Come on, everybody that wants to get volunteer. Now, if I'm doing a show, don't you all know that this is going to be funny? And don't you all know that this is going to have to be people that want to have fun and act up a little bit and do some... Are you afraid of acting like a chicken or a duck? You might not be, but somebody else might be. So I'm only going to get the ones that are going to fit into that mold. Then out of that group, I'm going to get the ones that are people who can disassociate very easily and enter this hypnotic state very quickly and easily. And of those, I'm going to choose the 1 or 2 out of a large crowd that make the stars of the show, that can do some things and enter a state deep enough that other people can't. When you were not a good stage subject, there were other things involved. Maybe you were wanting to analyze what's going on. If you want to maintain enough conscious awareness of what's going on to be able to not lose track of what's happening on the stage show, and maybe try to learn how to do what the fellow's doing, you can't depart from the conscious state into the subconscious state and still do that. You can't separate the two. So you're going to go so far and say, oh, that's as far as I'm going. I won't be able to watch after that. So you don't go. If you're having a tough time in life,